Greetings, viewers. It's the Ferrarinator here on the mic today, and I'm going to talk about the future for racing simulators. This video I will mainly feature 8th gen consoles, PC gaming, third-party games, and iOS and Android. Xbox One. The Xbox hasn't had the best start in 2013, but to put salt in the wound, Forza Motorsport 5 was meh. 2014, Forza made Forza Horizon 2, that was an arcade, so the Horizon series is not on this. 2015, Forza 6 came out, and it was better than ever, with more cars, more tracks, and more fun, unless you go to multiplayer. The reason multiplayer sucks is, first, there are too many cars on the tracks. Instead of having 8 cars, it would be sensible, it's 24. Every track I've accessed, I keep getting crashed throughout the race, and mainly the barriers. They're there to stop terrible crashes, but it turns out it does the exact opposite. It just makes the terrible crashes, and everyone keeps crashing in them, and it ends up making me crash in them. That I don't want to have. I want good racing. This year, with GT Sport, it seems like Forza Motorsport 7 will be better than ever, with 700 cars, 30 tracks with 200 sub-tracks. There's something different with the gameplay, however. It's called Forza's Driver Club, which you don't start from the bottom to the top, you start from supercars, and you go around everywhere you want to go, to be honest. Which is a bit weird, but it's like having dessert first and dessert through the whole game, so I don't mind that. Somehow, Turn 10 Studios finally had the idea to put penalties in rivals. For example, in Forza 6, you can easily cheat through the track. For example, Long Beach, everyone tries to hack the track through one corner. Now, they're getting stricter with DNSs, so you won't be able to go on the leaderboard. And if you go onto multiplayer, they're now getting stricter with time penalties. If you cut corners, knock other drivers, and the list goes on, you get the point. PlayStation 4. PlayStation is the reigning champion within the 8th gen console market, selling 52 million. In 2013, Gran Turismo 6 came out, and I wish it was sold on the PS3 and 4. 4 years later, after GT Sport got delayed to make the game better, now they're back in business, mainly focusing on multiplayer, esports time gameplay, with the least cars in the game with 180 cars. Actually, the series, Gran Turismo, has always been bigger than Forza, with Polyphony Studios choosing a different route with a new game 3 to 4 years, and Forza Motorsport games 2 years for Forza Motorsport and 2 years for Horizon, so it usually switches around. Since GT3 A-Spec, they've headed off-road, and they've got some exclusive concepts since Gran Turismo 4 in 2008, starting with the Citroën GT concept. Gran Turismo Sport will be a different beast to Forza, with always online gameplay, and where you start from the bottom and head to the top, with classes E, D, C, B, A, and S. If you leave the track, you lose points. If you crash to other people, you lose points, so be a good racer. Also, this is the first game in the series to have virtual reality. Nintendo Switch. Since Nintendo adopted the Blue Ocean strategy in 2005 for their Wii, the closest games to Forza is the Mario Kart series. Actually, it's GT Pro, but not to be confused with Gran Turismo series. Now, with the advent of gear.club Unlimited, announced for the Nintendo Switch, which is coming around August/fall. The developer, Eden Games, the maker of gear.club, which is an amazing game for the iOS, in my opinion, because it's the first game to get the Pagani Hua PC gaming. To be honest, I haven't played any of these games except Xbox Play Anywhere. Games like iRacing, Racing Room, Experience, and even Xbox Play Anywhere, which contains the Forza saga, which I've occasionally played on. In this genre, I think I like iRacing the best because of its unique multiplayer system. Gran Turismo Sport kinda copied. How does it work? There are no set ladders in this career. First class you enter is Rookie Legends, then Street Stock, then Late Model, then Class C, B, and A. Okay, this is NASCAR mode, but in any mode you can win money. For example, in the NASCAR mode, first wins $10,000, second wins $3,500, third wins $1,500, and fourth wins $1,000, and fifth wins $500. Race Room Racing Experience is free compared to iRacing. That is $6 per month. Compared to iRacing, this isn't completely offline. For example, you can do a single lap against the AI. This is the only experience I've had with PC gaming, if you can call it PC gaming. Microsoft's Xbox Play Anywhere, which I've only played Forza Horizon 3. iOS and Android. Since Apple made the App Store open to the public, publishers started pushing apps and games, especially like Real Racing 3 and GT Racing 2. Real Racing 3 is more of a memorable game out of GT Racing 2. It's bigger than GT Racing 2 in terms of car lists, from the BMW Z4 to the Ferrari F14T to the Hyundai i20 WRC. GT2 is more of a memorable racing game than Real Racing 3 in terms of racing. That is way more important than the car list. A few years ago, I just got the game because it was free. I bought the beautiful Renault Laguna Coupe. It's lovely for the rear and it's ugly for the front. For the beginning and for the first race, I came first. No third-party games. The first major third-party game for this generation was Project Cars in 2015, and it was believed to knock Forza and Drive Club out of the place with the physics, weather, and go-karts. I remember this game being with go-karts in the first round, and I never really played with it since. But I'll give Project Cars 2 a chance. Assetto Corsa originated on the PC in 2014 by Kuno Studios. I discovered Assetto Corsa on AR12's YouTube channel in 2015, when Nick drove the best driving road in the world, Trans Faragasan Highway. I didn't say it well, but it's the world's best driving road. Then in 2016, a version for the Xbox One and PS4 came out. Whoops, I forgot the Dirt series, in particular Dirt 4, where this game contains not many cars, but quite a lot of categories. For example, my favourites are the Audi Quattro S1, Lancia 037, and Speed Car Extreme. And my favourite place is Wales Rally GB. Predictions. 1. Multiplayer becoming more mainstream than ever. Multiplayer was introduced in 2002 by Xbox, called Xbox Live. 15 years later, multiplayer isn't just the extra bits in the game, it's a part of the game, like Gran Turismo Sport being mainly multiplayer oriented. Finally, Forza's got esports events. 2. Car reveals. In 2015, Ford announced the GT in Detroit Motor Show by complete surprise. Then the next day, Forza announced that the GT would be in their new game. The next year came, and the Centenario was announced to be in Forza Horizon 3. And this year, the Porsche 911 GT2 RS will be in Forza Motorsport 7, proving these car reveals won't be going anywhere soon. 3 is virtual reality. Virtual reality was invented in 1995 by Nintendo called Virtual Boy. It flopped. 22 years later, virtual reality was reinvented. With Sony releasing the PlayStation VR, it lets you jump right into the game, and even Microsoft have come up with the HoloLens, which I'd like to drive a Ferrari F12 around Spa. 4. It's transforming everyday people into racing drivers. When people say, when you're older, you won't get jobs. Lucas Ordonez bucked the trend in 2008 in the Gran Turismo Drivers Academy. His team came overall 9th in Le Mans, both 2011 and 2013. Recently, McLaren did something with the racing sim competition, where the winner gets to test the Formula 1s and road cars. 5th, race cars won't need drivers anymore. This is the craziest idea I've got. People are going to say, cars will still have people in. Okay, this year, it's already happening with Robo Race. There's 2 ideas, what I'm thinking of. 1, people controlling the cars from the race wheel and the virtual reality headset to see the car and where the car's driving. Second of all, it's basically the cars are driving around Nürburgring or any circuit, completely scanning the whole circuit to see where they're going, and one day they might even get 4 minutes or less around Nürburgring without even having to have human safety regulations. Conclusions. What do you think the future of racing simulators will be? More multiplayer orientated. Esports is the next Olympics. Car companies can advertise their cars virtually, and people can mess around with them. Virtual reality will be taken seriously and can be used as a racing helmet. And the best of the best can now be found online. And one day you can even drive around the Nürburgring in under 4 minutes, or at least have some virtual race car drive you around. And I'd like to see your thoughts in the comments below on what you think the future of racing cars would be. Criticize or say whatever's nice. And I'll hear from you soon. And on that bombshell, go to bed now.